It downregulates the part of your brain that is responsible for fear. It decreases pain. It halts anxiety and panic attacks. It helps embody things and to get you more in your grounded in your body. And I do it pretty much every single day, more than once a day if I'm feeling stressed out or didn't sleep well and stuff like that. And this technique is EFT tapping. It's absolutely amazing. You may or may not have heard of it. It's incredibly simple to do. And during the height of my panic attacks and anxiety, where I would have, you know, just I could hear my heartbeat in my ears, and I would feel shaky and dizzy and just filled with adrenaline. This was one of the things, besides icing my face, that I would go to if I had a little extra time. And by the end of one or two rounds of this, you feel much more in your body. I'd be much more calmed down, switched out of fight or flight and into a parasympathetic nervous system response. You definitely don't look cool doing it, but it feels great and it definitely works. I've used it for my anxiety, for health anxiety, for changing subconscious beliefs, along with self-hypnosis. I feel like this is kind of a form of self-hypnosis, but it's incredibly simple to do. It's really easy to learn. It might take a little time to come up with the affirmations and the phrasing you want to use, but there are lots of YouTube videos with scripts from professionals. And if you'd ever like for me to come up with a script for certain issues, I'd be more than happy to do that and film kind of a tap along. But it's incredibly simple. You tap on certain points on your body while saying a phrase, and there is a little twist because you do it in rounds, but you start with a point called the karate chop point, which is right here on the side of your hand, and you just tap it like this. And I've heard you tap it hard enough to, like you were knocking on a door and you wanted someone inside to be able to hear you knocking on the door. And for the first round, you're basically bringing to light that part of you or the day or your experience that you want to change. So you'd say something like, even though I'm not yet subscribed to the Still Minds Project YouTube channel, I still deeply honor, love, and accept myself. And you would continue doing that, of just bringing up the things that you're working on in that session, and then ending that with, I deeply honor, love, and accept myself. And then, do anywhere from 1 to 7 of those phrases. Stop, take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, just kind of center yourself, and then you go into the first round of the actual tapping. And the tapping points are in between, top of your head, in between your eyes, the corner of your eyes, directly below your eyes, so you'll have to take glasses off if you wear glasses like me, right between your nose and your top lip, right under your lip, and this like little indent, your collarbone, which you kind of feel on the bottom side where your collarbone meets your sternum. There's kind of an indent there as well. And that's where the points are there. And then about 4 inches under your armpit is the final one. And you cycle through those while you say the different phrases. In the first round, what I like to do is you're bringing up the thing you're trying to work on. So you went through the karate chop point, saying the phrase of, even though I've done this thing in the past, or I've felt this way in the past, I still deeply honor, love, and accept myself. Stop. Take a breath, and then you go into the first round of actual tapping, where, let's say this was for healing chronic illness or something like that, for mystery symptoms. I would start tapping on the sequence, and it'd be like, every time I've ever felt like the symptom came from nowhere and it will never disappear. Every time I've felt powerless and in pain. Everywhere I've ever believed that I can't or never will be able to heal. Every part of me that believes that I'm not deserving or worth healing. Every subconscious belief, limiting belief, every part of my being that doesn't believe that I'm worth healing or that I ever will heal. And so on and so forth until you come back to Well, you end under the arm, and then the next round would start when you go to your head again. So then after that first round, I like to stop, take a deep breath in, breathe out, and just kind of, you're kind of getting into your body, and you brought up and witnessed everything you're working on for that session. And now you go into the affirming part of it. And this is where you might want to take some time of all the phrases you want to say to help reprogram your subconscious mind and kind of quiet down your nervous system. And you could have a single phrase for every point, every round that you want to do, and you could do dozens of rounds if you felt like it. Or you could have just one phrase that you repeat for every point and do, I like to do 3 rounds in total. So it'd be the karate chop point round, and then this is where I'm counting the actual round start. So the first round is, again, witnessing the part that you're trying to work on for that session, and then the last 2 rounds would be the affirming statements that you want to replace that feeling or thought with. So then the affirming statements for something like a mystery illness or chronic illness or anxiety, that kind of thing, would be, it is all right for me to feel safe in my body. Even though right now the symptom is here, I witness it, and I know that it will pass and change and evolve, and I will heal. I know that healing is a journey and a process, and it's one that's already begun for me. I am feeling better and better every day. Every day and in every way, I am feeling better and better. Symptoms come and go, and that's just my body's way of healing. Healing is never perfect, and it's never in a straight line. My body knows exactly what to do and is healing itself to the best of its ability every single day. And then the round would start over. You just keep going through that. And then when you're done with it, I like to end, you can end on any point that you want. And I like to end with the phrase, all this is true in mind, body, and spirit. And then stop, take a deep breath in and deep breath out. And I think you'll feel a lot better. So if you like topics like this, like looking into weird ways that work in terms of healing, manifesting, achieving your goals, anything like that, please subscribe to the channel. Let me know down in the comments anything else that you want me to expand on, or how I can improve, or what you want to hear about, and I'll work on those videos going forward.